Hey everyone, this is our sprint release video for Conversion Group on Digital Experience for August 8th. I'm going to hand this off to Tyler and he can get things rolling.
Cool. Exciting stuff, particularly exciting for Dennis. Fix your analytics everywhere. So we now have that company form in the sign up will now send your appropriate like company type. Should be sending free trial ultimate. Looks like that's out in deployment. It might, again, take a little bit of time for the changes to propagate everywhere, but I would expect by tomorrow you'll see a full fidelity of data on it. We've also fixed the Vimeo videos across the site. Thank you, Megan, for catching a really sneaky bug. I was working with it with my sound off, and I didn't realize the videos kept playing with my fix. So I did fix them to pause when we dismissed the modals, and that's all good to go. So Dennis, the Vimeo tracking is working again as well. And I've also fixed the component that we've been using. So hopefully, ideally, it's one of those things that people shouldn't be able to break in the future, right? We want to make sure that people can't accidentally make that mistake. But I've posted some docs about it and stuff. So we'll just keep an eye on it. And yeah, so those are the big things that I got out the door this week, and those are both deployed and launched. Other than that, I've been helping. I didn't really do much of the work on this, but I've been helping Miracle convert over to Nuxt image in the repository. So we should see some better loading times and better lazy loading coming in from that. And Nathan and I have been working on getting a more robust solution for keeping our data files in sync with a single source of truth across the www repository, ours, and the upcoming handbook repositories. So that's not quite out yet, but I think we're narrowing in on a solution, and I think probably early next week we'll probably have a little bit of an update for how we pull things from the features YAML file and the categories file. That should make things smoother for developers and keep us in sync as things change. So that's sort of been my last 2 weeks. Are we popcorning? I can just popcorn to Megan.
Yeah. In this iteration, first and foremost, commit updates. If you know, you know. That's summing it up. Number two, I was getting really sick of my console yelling at me every time I wanted to make a change. We're between the hydration errors in the browser and then the deprecation of the vdeep attribute. I went into some of our conversion group pages and fixed all those. I think all of them, fingers crossed. And then lastly, share my screen. I worked on personalization of a page using a parameter. So just using the home page and the hero component as an example. This can be changed, but I'm using the ref property as in reference, what campaign. And I made 2 different campaigns just to test it out, an email campaign or LinkedIn. So if you do email, you'll see it's from an email, or LinkedIn, it'll be the same thing. But if you add on to that, it'll show you the original stuff. So that's how it works from that side. I feel like it's a very scalable approach the way this is implemented right now from a content standpoint. In the YAML file, I've added a campaign schema in the homepage YAML file, and then there's 2 different sub schemas, email and LinkedIn, and then this is what the hero content looks like. How it's implemented in the JavaScript is it's being grabbed on page load, and it's checking to see if that YAML file contains that campaign. If not, it'll show you the original data. And if there is an existing campaign, it will kind of compute that hero content, and then the hero component will load whatever it needs to. So this is from a component changing level, but it can be, I think, widened to make an entire page customizable or whatnot. And again, the parameter can be, the parameter name can be updated. I think for Google Analytics, it's UTM campaign or things like that. So we can always change that. It's super simple. Yeah, that's all I got. Popcorn Alvise.
he was on some technical issues. I'm going to kind of speak for him. He worked on updating the homepage DevSecOps card to be the most recent this year's DevSecOps survey. Updating the pricing page, premium and ultimate pages to sort by specific. Can't speak it out. Sort by specific param based upon the features YAML. And with that, once the work that Tyler and Nathan's work is done, we'll tweak that a bit so like all those stay in sync based upon the single source of truth. And then he's working on the slip icon component to make a more efficient way to determine color and icon. He's been working on that for a bit. It's getting close to being done. The change with that won't affect existing icons that are currently in browser experience, but it will make future icons easier to add based upon color and name. So that's he's getting close to that one as well. Then I can popcorn over to Dennis.
Right. For me, in the implementation world, I added the Marketo script onto the website, and it's just going to fire on DOM ready on about.gitlab.com. Also, when the user accepts functional cookies, and this one just attaches the Google Analytics client ID and tracking ID onto Marketo forms, and then that way, when someone submits a form, it kind of ties that into Salesforce. I also made some fixes to the docs website. So someone mentioned that they were seeing some JavaScript errors for drift chat and Google Ads Pixel. So I just kind of removed that from docs.gitlab.com. And then Google Analytics 4, we have page view tracking for GitLab.com and click tracking for Google Analytics 4. So CTA clicks, header clicks, navigation menu, and a lot of different clicks on the pricing page. Did I freeze again or? Okay. No, okay. I'm always concerned about that. And then
We're just stunned, dude. It's great work.
Sorry. We have SFDC Salesforce integrating into GA. It kind of broke around February, so I'm working with Mahai from Marketing Ops and David Egan to kind of fix that. And I think we can use this down the line once it's fixed for analytics purpose of like, okay, if they become a qualified lead, then they're looking at this type of content. Maybe we should promote it more, things like that. And then lastly, what is this? This one is the SaaS free trial initiative from Ray and Ashley to basically increase users to the SaaS trial flow. And so I have this list of pages by page views and some engagement metrics, as well as where the trial CTA is on the page, if any. And so as a next step, Michael and I guess Niall are gonna add in the user stage and user mindset of like when they're on this page, are they in the awareness phase or what is the objection here or objective? And then after that's filled out, we'll have a clear next step of if we need to update the CTAs or not. So that's coming down the line. And that's it for me. I'll pass it back to Justin or Philza. Justin then.
Awesome. I think that's it.